Hello, hello. I am Beandet, and with me is Game Draco. Welcome to another match of the 2021 Galactic Podracing Circuit. Digital, by the way, is our only tournament participant who is not on PC. He is running the game on Switch.
Captain has been given, so we're just waiting on the captain now. It looks like both are starting.
Here we go. Digital attempting to boost through the cave. Lightning looks like he intentionally broke his boost on the sharp turn, which I really can't fault him for. That is a very difficult boost to hold, and doesn't save very much time. Both players jumping into the ice field. Ooh, Digital aiming for the gap through that arch and didn't make it.
That's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I don't use that route for a reason.
Yeah, me neither.
Lightning finishing up the first lap. It looks like he will not be using the tent. Digital getting the jump there, that is... Yeah. I don't know if he did that intentionally. I think he did, actually. It's not something I ever do.
Definitely. And...
I haven't even tried it.
Oh! He almost fell off the bridge!
Woo! Yeah, no tent route for either of these players, unfortunately. It is a very dangerous route that saves a little bit of time. Typically about a third of a second per lap, and we can do it twice. Once on laps 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Lightning has a pretty commanding lead, even though Digital has been putting on a solid show so far. Digital had a death on lap 1, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that would account for the difference. Ooh,
oh,
Lightning also with a death. That will allow Digital to catch up quite a bit, but it is not going to be enough. Ooh! And another death on the arch. That death jumps out and gets you sometimes, because whether or not you hit that arch, just depends on how your pod is bouncing at the moment you go over the jump. It's very difficult to control and prepare for.
And I'll note too is that you played the Sega Dreamcast version, you might be familiar with the sounds the Switch version has.
246 in 3 minutes. Yeah, 246 is very strong considering he had a death. That would have been... Here come our permabans. Both players will be banning 2 tracks that cannot be played through the remainder of the match. Lightning is taking out Mongaza Speedway. Digital responds with Zaga Challenge ban.
The classic ban from Lightning. Bunta Training.
Interesting, so we banned 2 Mongaza tracks and both Bunta tracks. Now the loser will ban a pod, the winner will ban a track, and then the loser will pick the next track that we go to.
Bullseye?
Now, obviously this match is more important than class, if that makes you feel any better.
Going to farm, I should really know Bullseye.
Nivaki is the obvious pick at this point. He's not the second fastest pod on the track, but the second fast is far more difficult than using Niva, and wouldn't have a significant advantage over him anyway. Wait, Digital going for Anakin?
Okay.
That's interesting. So a little something about both players. Digital is one of the punniest members of our community. And Digital has been participating, I believe, in every tournament so far. I don't remember if he did in 2019.
He did not in 2019.
Okay, so just last year and this year. Last year he struggled a bit. This year he's looking much more solid. So yeah, he has definitely improved quite significantly since last year. Lightning is involved in like every part of the community. He does some speed running, he does some multiplayer, but he also wrote our server bot, which is like the most amazing Discord server bot I've ever seen, and he has put a ton of work into reverse engineering the game, and yeah, has done amazing things for the community.
And his bot is the punniest, I would say, Botto.
Yeah, Botto is great. All right, both players are off.
I actually was suggesting something in the I was suggested in the chat to streamline his usage before the tourney, before this match. I suggested to him we have a section to use him called Botto's Junkyard. And I just said to everyone, if you want to encourage him to use him in the Botto's Junkyard more, I suggested Botto should have a phrase when using him outside of that server. Maybe you'll find what you'll need back in the junkyard.
All right, so both players have left the opening switchback section. Lightning has pulled out a pretty significant lead, although Digital did just fine during that part. Yeah, both players looking rather solid actually. It's still really weird to me that Digital is on Anakin, who is, you know, simply a slower pod than Neva Key.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's using him just for fun or he doesn't like Neva or something. I don't know.
I know his record was with Neva. And so, because I know. Whoa!
Ooh, Lightning with another death. Or wait, was that his first death? Oh no.
No, that was.
Looks like Digital is just caught up to him. I'd say taking the lead, but Neva's more powerful boost is, you know, making short work of that.
Not to mention
Not
to mention his insane acceleration over Anakin too. Anakin has one of the worst accelerations, while Neva Key has the best.
Yeah. Mostly it's the traction though. Neva is an extremely high traction pod, and that makes him tricky to use. Anakin is more middle of the road.
Particularly on Switch.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, I wonder if that maybe has something to do with it, because Digital is forced to run at 60 frames per second on Switch, which is really bad for Neva.
It's also pretty bad for this track in general, even using Bullseye or other pods.
It's pretty remarkable though. That even though Digital is using quite a bit slower pod, he's still keeping up pretty well. Except he just
and then he just crashed.
That doesn't help anything.
And the interesting thing too is about this more jet-like engine sound. Every pod sounds the same on the Switch, PS4, Xbox, and Dreamcast versions. PC has its own engine sound.
Oh, do they?
The N64. Yeah, and the N64 uses a variety of sounds.
Weird. That makes me wonder what the, if the Dreamcast uses different sounds for all the pods.
I listened to it. It uses the same sound for all the pods, but it's also recycling the N64 sound, which I know is used for Gasgano, Bull's Roar, and Mahonic. And also one on Savage.
That's really strange. Lightning finishing up his lap 2 with a 152, which is a pretty solid time for Neva Keep. And Digital is now approaching the finish line. So this is one of the 2 tracks in the game where Ben Quadaneros is not the fastest pod, because this track requires so much agility from the vehicle that Ben is not able to keep up.
Yeah. Fastest is Bullseye, second is Mars Glow, and third is Neva.
Digital taking another death, clipping the wall. That's a really tricky place that tends to kill you. And Digital is going safe through these hairpins, which is just fine because going safe saves a lot of time over dying. Lightning finishing up his final volcano section. And now he's getting into the canyon switchbacks. The PC version of the game is optimal for speedrunning, simply because it allows you to remap the controls and change your frame rate. And since the handling physics are tied to the frame rate, that can make a big difference on some tracks. Generally speaking, lower frame rates are optimal for this game.
Yeah.
Lightning with a 544, that's, I think he had a couple of deaths, but regardless, that's a pretty solid time. And yeah. Alright, 6 minutes 20. So, let's see where Digital will be taking us next.
Apparently Digital was tripped up by Ace whopping him with Anakin.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like Digital chose Anakin because Ace did so well with him. And to be fair, Anakin is not a bad pick, but Digital is banning Ben Quadaneros and Lightning banning Sebulba's Legacy.
Executioner skips.
Executioner skips. That's a juicy one. The obvious pod pick here is Mars.
And also, at 60 frame rates per second, the skip is easier to pull off, but it's optimal at the lowest of the low, which makes it really terrifying.
Yeah, although, keep in mind though that Digital is on Switch, and they reduced gravity quite substantially on the new releases of the game. So that will really help him with the skip. So the Executioner skip allows you to cut one of the UVU tubes from the track. You go into a straight section of track, ride up the wall really high, and then jump over the track and land on a later part of the track, which you'll be seeing in a moment.
And I think only Ben and Mars can pull it off.
No, pretty much all pods. Well, maybe not all pods. A lot of pods can. I did it with Slide once just to see if he could do it. Yeah, so obviously Digital has practiced this skip, otherwise he wouldn't choose it in this setting. I don't know if Lightning has been practicing skips yet this year, though he was pretty good at them last year when the tournament came around.
Yeah, he set a world record on Zuga during there. Okay, going with Mars.
I know Lightning at least knows the skip. So, in this game, you have the pods have a traction stat, and that can be upgraded. And traction is also affected by your frame rate, with higher frame rates increasing your traction. And so for the skip, you want a low enough traction and frame rate that you can make the jump. Oh, right, so it's traction also affects gravity. So It kind of looks to me like Lightning didn't have the right setting. Maybe he adjusted it now and is just guessing and hoping that it will work well. I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah. But
Hey, both players are off. Sorry for the stream sync. Digital boosting more aggressively in the opening. That's a little unexpected. See if, yep, both make it onto the shortcut just fine.
yeah. Now the trick
And then we have the... Yeah, we have the skip coming up right at... And now they need to drive up the left wall here. Both taking their time making the climb. Yee. Lightning had tried and failed, so he's just driving down. Both fail it, so Lightning pulls out the lead. So he died. Yeah, Digital takes back the lead.
Again. Digital's now ahead of Lightning.
Very nice. This is exciting. Now we have this UV tube with, it's the only UV tube in the game with no asteroids. Just a long straight shot towards the finish line.
You can tell Lightning is not comfortable here.
Uh-huh. Kinda makes me wonder, since Lightning wasn't ready for the skip, maybe he would have been better off just picking bulls and doing full track.
Yeah, though, I do remember that was how Asa beat him.
Ooh.
Well, but that also what primes him better for, it also can prime him for having enough heat for the jump. Because now he can just go full throttle and launch. Let's see if he does.
Lightning failed the skip again, didn't get high enough. Ooh, what? Holy cow. I'm not used to seeing this done on Switch. The gravity is so low.
Now they're both, he held it too high, and now they're even again.
Well, Digital made up that death, so if he can get the skip again on lap 3, he'll be golden.
Yeah.
If Digital hadn't cut his boost when he got up in the air, he would have made the skip without dying.
Yeah. He also you need to kind of tilt and nose down too once you clear it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're dead even going into the final lap.
This is surprisingly close. Lightning qualified in 8th place and Digital qualified in 12th, so there is a bit of a gap between them. So it would be really exciting if Digital can pull off this win. It all comes down to this final skip. If Digital can clear the skip on lap 3, he'll probably take the track.
It looks like Lightning is just bucking the skip.
Oh no, he doesn't have the height. No. I see what happened now, though. Digital used too much boost in the tunnel, and when it came to the skip, he was overheating and had to cut his boost early.
Yeah.
That's a very unfortunate mistake.
Yeah, it's usually usually you're used to full track gutting the boost all the way to overheat, and you have to stop it in that tunnel, like before overheating, so that you can boost up it.
Well, it looks like Lightning pulls out another win. Alright, so Digital bans Bullseye, Lightning bans Grabvine Gateway. Again.
Baru Coast.
We're going to Baru Coast. Yeah. Baru Coast is Another one of the more difficult tracks in the game. Interesting. Yeah, Digital is picking a bunch of difficult tracks.
Lightning said, yeah, I'm not playing Ben. Good luck.
Yeah, Baruch, Ben is the fastest pod on Baruch Coast, but also extremely difficult. There are various pods that can come close to his performance on that track that are much easier to use. But it makes me wonder if Digital might be going with Ben, since this is his pick, he is prepared for it. Neva is a very safe pod pick here. He is very similar to Bullseye, which is the normal safe pick here.
Yeah. No, probably I would have. No, in this situation, I probably would have gone with Mars.
Yeah, you know, Mars and Elan and Mahonic have their difficulties here. But still, Neva is fast enough to, he could certainly pull out a 405 with a really solid run, which is not at all something to sneeze at. It's a time most players are not able to get. Both players are off. Digital is going to have an advantage on this opening jump since he's on switch.
Nope!
He still makes it, even though he wasn't boosting.
That was miraculous that he made it.
Yeah, the reduction in gravity on the Switch version is kind of crazy sometimes. It doesn't make a significant enough difference to make the platform ideal for speedrunning, but it is very helpful sometimes. Yes, Mikey, that is exactly what Digital is doing. Yeah, Lightning only has a relatively small lead, maybe a couple seconds. Yeah, maybe 3 seconds. So yeah, it's impressive that Digital is still able to keep up against a player that historically has been much stronger. 123 lap 1 on Eva Key is very solid. That's on pace for about a 409, 408. Dying doesn't cost very much with Neva Key, since his acceleration is so fantastic. So Lightning might be far enough ahead at this point to afford a death. Which means it will be pretty difficult for Digital to catch up at this point. And now Lightning is getting back to the city section. He's now increased his lead to several seconds. It would take a very serious mistake from Lightning to give up that lead. Woo! Alright, well there's one escape. I was about to say, holding that boost around those corners is ambitious, especially with a slightly unfamiliar pod.
Yeah.
Even still though, his lap 2 is only 1 second slower than Digital's. A lot of that is thanks to Neva's fantastic acceleration. I remember once upon a time I did some math to, you know, calculate how many Gs Neva Key is accelerating when he starts. And I got like 50 Gs or something. It's it's so insane. When you watch Neva Key from a standstart, it's, you know, instantly 400. Yee.
Yeah.
Both
50
players
Gs.
taking a death. That doesn't help Digital very much.
50 Gs, that's like a severe injury in a car accident?
Yeah.
It would probably disintegrate the pod the minute it turns.
Uh-huh. Yeah, 50 Gs of acceleration is like barely survivable.
Yeah, because I know like a space shuttle launch and a top fuel dragster launches at like 7 to 8 Gs.
A space shuttle launch is limited to like 4.
Yeah.
They go pretty low on their G-forces on manned rocket launches. Anyway, 421 to a 417. That is a surprisingly close race.
Match point for Lightning.
So Digital has 1 track left and 2 forces. This is the last time he'll be able to choose a track, even if he wins.
Bang bullseye again. Expect to see Gravine Gateway banned again. So Bobo's Legacy. Ooh, we might go
interesting.
to Gravine.
Gravine is open.
Abyss? I don't know why Digital's using this. Abyss is Lightning's best track.
You never know.
Yes.
I know. Abyss skips would be really cool to see. Digital has if Lightning wants to do something stupid. Always. So we'll see. We'll see what Digital pulls out here.
Skips Abyss.
All right, he says skips. Is there more to this?
Is there gonna be more to this? He could force one more thing.
All right. Well, what's the world record on Abyss skips? It's like under 20 seconds.
It's like 18.3 by Banana Boat Kid.
No other forces. The world record currently stands at 18.4. Yeah, 435. One of the few IL world records Ace does not hold.
And that one was just sheer luck, too.
That run is insane.
Because Banana Boat Kid just got super lucky with the final lap and bouncing off of it at full speed.
Uh-huh. Looks like Lightning is choosing Juan. Juan is the obvious pod pick here. Juan Sandage is one of the slowest pods in the game. He's like 3rd slowest. Juan has the highest hover height of any pod, which really helps him get this climb.
Yeah, he launches like a rocket with this skip. And this skip is optimal at 60 frames.
I would love for Digital to take 1 point off in this match. See if there's enough time here to sync the streams.
Nope!
Ooh! Digital with an early death. That hurts. And you can see Lightning here coming around. Oh, oops, I missed the sync. Oh well, I don't have time now to sync it. Both players dying. Ooh! Digital falling on the slow route. Oh no, and he doesn't know the recovery. There's a way to get back up and he's not familiar with it. So it looks like Lightning will be taking this one. 34 seconds. Oof.
Whoops!
Yeah, Digital is just throwing in the towel here.
I think he's forfeiting.
Ooh, that's too bad. I got worked up there. Hello.
Hi.
GG's.
Hello.
That was an exciting match.
Well, I mean, I try to make them exciting because I know that against LightningPirate I stand very little chance to actually win.
We got very hopeful for you on execution, or you were ahead at times.
I was. I know for a fact that if I just raced a little better, I would have had him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the trick is that you use too much boost by the time you made the jump.
Yeah. I thought I actually had the opposite problem because the first time I tried to make the jump, I tried to make it while boosting, and I lost height faster, which was weird.
Sometimes it's just weird.
That was probably my issue, was I was jumping too late as well. That distance gets wider.
Speaking of which, Lightning, I was a little surprised to see that you weren't able to make that skip at all.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on because Mars is the second pick, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is the TFPS then?
Well, what were you on?
I was on R20, 30 FPS.
That should work.
Ooh, I know it's optimal at 2420, but it's so risky that it's much safer at 60 frames.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't feel like I was getting any air at all because like, at lower frame rates, you should be maintaining air, but he was dropping really fast.
Yeah.
No, but
Meanwhile,
also,
Digital over on the Switch version is not having any problem, you know.
They turned on hack gravity.
Well, I was also going to mention too is that also at 24 frames per second, at lower frame rates, and also it works better at higher frame rates, is that it's best that you literally go right to the wall as soon as you leave the red carpet path so you can get that sharp turn much quicker and faster.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard because I hadn't really done it even without Ben. Like,
yeah.
So that was a good pick, I'd say, where it really caught me off guard.
I have the good picks. I just don't have the skills to actually back them up.
You were actually really close on most of the races.
Usually I pull that off, it seems. I was close against Ace in my match with him, and I thought, oh well, if I can go toe to toe with Ace, I can at least like take one off of Lightning, right? No,
you came close.
No,
you came close.
I know you got tripped. It also seemed like you got tripped up by Anakin because you thought, oh, if Ace could do it, you could do it against him. No.
Well, yeah, I thought that if Ace beat me with Anakin, Anakin must be objectively better on Barunda courses, right? No. Ace is just that kind of guy.
Yeah. Anakin is probably the third fastest safest pick on Grabvine.
Right after Neva, huh?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Neva is just always faster than Anakin.
All I had to do was pick Neva, and I could have at least given you a run for your money. I'm so sorry. Instead, I lost by like, well, it felt like a minute, right?
You lost by 44 seconds.
Yeah, it's about a minute.
Also, it looks like you don't know the recovery strat on Abyss.
Not on Abyss skip, no.
Yeah, if you fall off, there's a way you can get back to the finish line really quick.
Really?
Yeah. You basically just drive up the backside and...
Oh, I've tried that before, but I smack into the underside of the road.
Yeah, I think you have to tilt while doing it. Maybe, that's what I do.
But
yeah, you can totally do it.
I've never died at the top of the Abyss skip jump before, though. That's new. Anyway, this was a fun match. I got a little salty about it, but I at least had a good time.
Yeah, you definitely made it interesting with the... Well, okay, first of all, quit taking notes from Nacho, because I really hate driving Neva on Barunda courses.
I will do no such thing. I'll take notes from anyone better than me. Apparently, I'll even take notes I shouldn't take. Thanks, Ace.
GG's and good luck to Digital in your next match.
Same to you.
GG's, guys. It was really fun.
Yeah, to the victor go the spoils. LP is already qualified in his first match. It didn't take much, but he makes it to the next round.
Oh yeah, I get to keep the lunch money, right? Is that?
That's right.
That was the
Oh yeah, that was the meme we talked about.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Draco, for joining me, and we will see you all later.
Right, take care.